Most people don't realize that every drop of water in the Delaware River is reused 20 times and is fully allocated. So between what we as humans and natural wildlife need as water, what agriculture needs to grow crops, and what industry needs to provide for their services, if water becomes short, the cost of living goes up. So water becomes a means of discussing how humans retain quality of life.
Now that the coal pollution's gone, now that the industrial pollution era is gone, we're now really focusing on how do we sustain that progress while sustaining growth. We're doing a pretty good job, but as long as we're dealing with it at a decentralized level, the message will be scattered and not all the efforts will be leveraged to the maximum extent. So really this is about trying to make sure that everybody's aware, everybody's coordinating. And that kind of coalition leads to a stronger voice.
If we're going to have success across the watershed, we have to bring many more people into this conversation. People whose passions really rely on high quality water, but who may not be thinking about the ways in which we need to change our behavior to really protect that water.
I like to come here, especially with my dad. We really love fishing. It's fun that we can spend time together.
I come here to walk in the woods and to get away from the urban noise.
62 now. I've been fishing here since I've been 25 years old. What we do without this kind of pristine area we do have is it's a gem.
Each of these areas throughout our watershed have very different needs and stresses, different population bases with different interests, and how do we bring them all together is a critical element.
We've been a little behind the Potomac and the Chesapeake, the Great Lakes, and they're good examples of groups that have worked together at the watershed level and at the regulatory level. The same thing can be repeated on the Delaware. If the Delaware watershed spoke as one voice, people would be forced to listen, and the public will stand up and listen.
We need to figure out how we as a group across the watershed, not individual organizations, can actually attack these problems. They are solvable, but unless we start right now, we're not going to be able to get to finish line.
Each of us have our own mission, we have our own responsibilities, but we're all wanting to do the same thing. We're all trying to make a positive difference. There's a synergy when we all collaborate together.
We all live downstream from somebody else, and we have to figure out this collectively and not individually.
We have all of these jurisdictions between the states and even counties, but the river is really what ties this region together.
If we're successful in 5 years, in 10 years, behavior will have changed in ways that really preserve water quality for generations to come.